In this video, we're going to talk about how to work on your second worksheet of the day, which is asking you to draw the line given a point and slope. So our goal is to draw a line with the point and the slope that they tell us. So in our case, our first information is our slope is -1/2 and our point is -4, 1. Well, since we have to draw the line, let's start by graphing this point. -4, -4, 1. So there's my point. -4, 1. Okay, so I have my point graphed, but now I got to figure out how to use the slope. It's really important to never forget the definition of slope. So my slope is -1/2. The definition of slope is rise over run. Now, since this is -1/2, that means that my line is going to be going down. So that's really important to remember from back in chapter 4. That if your slope is negative, then your line is going down. So I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to put it back at the point that I was just at, and I'm going to walk the slope. I'm going to walk a rise of -1 and a run of 2, because that's what the slope is. So from here, I'm going to go down 1 and over 2. Okay, that gives me, I take a look at it, I make sure it looks right. I see the line that would be forming is going to be going in the downward direction. So I've got the negative, right? And I have a rise of 1 and a run of 2. So that is equal to that slope. I'm going to graph a couple more. So I'm going to draw another slope triangle and graph another point. And I can keep doing this until I run out of space. This is my line. All these points with a rise of 1 and a run of 2 are on my line. Okay, so let's review. You start by graphing the point. So that's first. Okay, then you use your slope second to find more points. We're going to do one more together, and then I want you to try some on your own. Okay, so once again, we're going to start with graphing the points. So we're looking at question 2. So we're going to graph -2 zeros. That means I'm over here 2 and up 0. Now my slope is 3. So that means that it has a rise over a run that equals 3. Well, 3 is just one number, so I need a rise and a run. So this one becomes a little tricky, but what you need to remember is that every number can be written over 1. 3 over 1 is equal to 3. They're the same number. So when we need to create a denominator, when we have only a whole number like 3, we put a 1 underneath, because that would simplify to the same thing as 3. So now I'm going to use my slope and my rise of 3 and my run of 1 to graph more points. So I'm going back to the point I started at, and I'm going to rise 3, 1, 2, 3. So there's a rise of 3, and I'm going to go over 1. There's another point. So that's a rise of 3, a run of 1. Take a look at my line. It's going in the upward direction, so I've got the right direction going on here. And I have a rise of 3 and a run of 1. So I'm going to do it again, up 3, over 1. There's my second point. So this is my line. I'm out of paper, so I'm going to just extend it, draw some arrows, and I'm good to go. So these lines that I've been drawing on the outside, these are the slope triangles. You actually don't need those. So you could draw them really lightly with your pencil, or just trace that carefully without really writing it. We don't need those slope triangles. Now your teacher won't dock you if they're there, but you don't need to draw them. Okay? The main goal is to be able to find that second point, and the way we do that is by walking the slope. 3, 1. Give it a second and try the next 2 questions. Try 3 and 4 on your own. Okay? Pause the video, do the 2 problems, and then come back and see if you got the right answers, or come back for more help if you don't know how to do it. Here's the solutions to 3 and 4. Okay, so in 3, the slope is 1/4 and the point is -3/5. So you start at -3/5, so -3 up 5. We're starting here. Now we're going to use a slope of 1/4. So remember, a slope of 1/4 means that the rise is 1 and the run is 4. So from here, I'm going to rise 1 and go over 4. Looks like I'm out of paper. So one idea is to go backwards. You can always go backwards. So go down 1 and backwards 4 if you want to try and get another point. But you've graphed the line. You're good to go after 2 points. So here's your point. We have a slope of 1/4 because we had a rise of 1 and a run of 4, and we have this point contained on our graph. Let's try the next one, number 4. So this one's like number 2 because it has this single number here. Okay, I still graph my point 3, 1 over 3 up 1. But now I have a slope of -4. Remember, that can be written as -4 over 1. That's the same thing as -4. So that means my rise is -4 and my run is 1. So from this point, I'm actually going to fall 4 because it's negative. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's my rise, and I'm going to go over 1. Take a look at your line. Make sure it's going down because the slope is negative. The line should be going down. Okay, make sure it's always matching the information you have. So I'm going to find one more point here because I can. So down 4 over 1. A little bit off my paper, but it allows me to draw a nice straight line. There's your line. A rise of -4 and a run of 1. Okay, so -4, 1. So knowing your slope triangles and knowing the definition of slope is the #1 things you need in order to be successful in these problems. Once again, pause the video, try the next 4 on your own, come back to the video if you need help and need to check your answers. So let's take a look at the solutions to the next 2 problems. Questions 5, 6, 7, and 8. Remember, you should be trying these on your own first and then coming back for additional help when you need it. So we're going to graph the point -4, 1. So we're going to go over 4 up 1. And then we're going to use a slope of -2. That can be written as -2 over 1. That's my rise and my run. So I'm going to go from this point, I'm going to rise -2, so I'm going to go down 2 and over 1. I'm going to do it again, down 2, over 1. Down 2, over 1. Okay? My slope is downward, which it should be because it's negative. Then it goes down 2 and up over 1 every time. Let's check the next one. The slope is 3/5. So that's my rise, my run. My point is -2, 0. So I'm going to go over to -2, 0. And now I'm going to rise 3 and run 5. 1, 2, 3, over 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Couple things to notice. We always go to the right. We never, ever go to the left. It's just a simple way to always keep it straight. So here we went down 2 and over 1. And we went to the right still. Okay, we don't want to go to the left because then we have to think backwards. We're going backwards then, and we have to be more careful when we go backwards. So going to the right will just help you keep things straight. So 3, 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Once again, it's off my paper, but it looks like it's going to go in about that direction. So graphing only 2 points is fine as long as they show the slope is 3/5. Okay, there's 5 and 6. Once again, pause the video, try to do some of these on your own. The next 2 are pretty tricky though, so see if you can think about what they would be based on what you reviewed earlier in class today. Okay, the slope is 0. Remember, that's the same as 0 over 1. And the point is at 0, 1. So we're going to graph the point 0, up 1. Okay. Then according to this, we're going to rise nothing, 0, and we're going to run 1. That's my run. So I'm going to go up nothing and go over 1. Go up nothing, over 1. Over 1. Over 1. This is a flat line. We call it horizontal. And it has a slope of 0. Remember, this is one of the special ones. Think about what the undefined one looks like. What does that line look like? Because the process is the same. So we have undefined here, but the point is 2, 5. So we go over 2, up 5. So that's my first point, but now I need an undefined slope. A 0 slope is a horizontal line, an undefined slope is a vertical line. Because remember, an undefined slope means that you've divided something by 0. That means that the run is nothing. but the rise could be 1, it could be 20. So the rise can be 1, but the run is nothing. Okay, the rise could be -1, but the run would be nothing. This is one of the other special cases that will be hard to remember, but we're going to do our best to memorize it. When you're done with this worksheet, remember, go on to the next one and bring in your Ask Ms. Rice questions as you're working. If you get stuck, let me know.